guys, welcome back. I'm working on the Jurassic Park. First thing I want to do is get the control panel mounted back onto the cabinet because we took it off to get the monitor into the game. So now I want to get it bolted back on. I didn't have all the nuts, so I have a box of nuts and washers, so I found all that stuff. So let's get this bolted on. Then I want to wipe this down in here with some window cleaner or something because it's just full of dust and dirt. And then we got to go over all these buttons and figure out what they did to it. Really want to try to get this thing wrapped up so that we can work on the paperboy. The light. Funny right there. Okay. There we go. Okay, that is on. Now we can work on taking this apart. I don't know what that is, what they have going on there. Get my Phillips screwdriver. There's some weird little circuit board things. I'll show them to you. Maybe you guys know what it does. I'm assuming they had a computer in here or something. That's what I can come up with. There's some fuse holders here, and I don't know what these were for either. These look like they'd probably be original to the cabinet. Here's a speaker. This is some interesting stuff they did. So they ruined this micro switch by gluing stuff to it. So they had this button on that arcade button, and then it has these little circuit boards which they're using duct tape, which this side's probably not conductive, but I know for sure if you flip it this way it would definitely be a conductive thing, but I don't know what this is. And then it has a plug right here, a female plug, and it has a speaker, and it has a little connector right here. I don't know what it is. If you guys have any idea what that is, let me know. But there's two of them. I'll hang on to them because I don't know what they are. Get this other one off. These are just zip ties. So I'll just get another couple micro switches out of our arcade buttons out of the back room. God, they must use super glue or something on these things. They stuck really well. Yeah, I'm not into this whole computer stuff, so I don't know what these are. So my guess is this is, yeah, this is 5 volts. So they were sending 5 volts to this board. This was a button selector. This is a speaker. So then, I don't know. I have no idea. Okay, so we're gonna need 2 new buttons. Which these buttons, yeah, they're start buttons, okay. I don't know, you gotta figure out what this other hole's for. I have another control panel. It's not as good of a shape as this one is, so I wanted to use this one. Both of them have messed up control panel overlays, and you can't get one for these, so gotta kind of just pick your battle with that. All right, let me just shut this for a minute so we can look at that. So this, I don't know what that's for. Oh, that's where the gun goes in at. Okay, they put some sort of filler in there, so we'll have to drill that out. That's where the wires go for the gun. So the gun wires go in there. It's got that little plate, metal plate that goes on there, and then the gun's sitting here. So I got to grab a red and a blue button for player 1 and player 2 so that they match the guns. These buttons I'm throwing away. They literally super glued a zip tie to them, and then they cut off the micro switch holder. So I'm gonna throw all this stuff in the garbage. Even these screws are all crappy looking. So let me go grab, oh, and I have another set of these buttons, these escape buttons. But, so I'm just gonna leave these ones in the cabinet, pop the lens off and put it to where it says left escape, right escape. So that I don't have to, then I can just unplug the wires one at a time and I know how they go onto the switch. I'll be back in a minute. Okay, I got some new micro switches, buttons, and the switches, and the nuts. I almost couldn't find a red one. It's funny because when I started this hobby, a lot of games I had were in the 90s games, and everything was micro switches. And then I started getting into the older ones and really liking those a lot better because I remember them as a kid. And everything kind of went from micro switches full circle to leaf switches. So now I don't have as much micro switch stuff as I used to, and I have a bunch of leaf switch stuff. I almost had to use a red button. That was the old style ones that first came out, if you guys remember, where the micro switch would fit in it this way, and it would push it that way. I don't know if you guys remember those or not, but yeah, I almost had to put one of those in. I don't remember which one was red or blue, but I don't think it really matters. We'll just put, let's put red on the left, blue on the right. Kind of like a faucet. Left side's hot, right side's cold. So now we can put this on. I still got to wipe that out in there. I'll do it here shortly. I don't have my little thing with me. My little, I got a thing to tighten the nuts on these. I don't know where it's at right now. It's probably in my toolbox, but I think I can get it tight enough by hand. Yeah, I gotta start working down here and getting some of these games done because I actually have my neighbors coming over at the end of the month on the 31st, I think it is, or something like that, with their grandkids. And they called me the other day and asked me if I wouldn't mind if all their grandkids, I guess they're gonna have them all at the same time, if they can come over and play games. I was like, sure, why not? So the basement right now is in a mess. I got a couple weeks to get it back together, but it'd be nice to get this playing for them. They're younger, so they're gonna appreciate stuff like this, and they're gonna like the racing games, and they've never been over here. So they're gonna definitely like these newer style games. Not really newer, but newer to me, I guess you'd say. Okay, so we got those two in. Let's pop these lens covers off and put the escape label on there. Rather than taking this all apart or having to change those, we might as well just swap these over. These actually even have the light bulbs in them. As long as they didn't screw the buttons up, which looks like they didn't, we should be good to go. Yeah, we should be fine. So I just need to pop this lens off here so that we can put that in there that says escape. Sometimes easier said than done. There is a little hole I can poke right there. I don't know if I have any little screwdriver or anything in here. I'd rather not break this. Yeah. Cut myself would be the next thing that happens. All right, let me find something to pop this open with. Got my little Radio Shack screwdriver set. Yes, we still have a Radio Shack. Can't imagine there's many of them left around here. Or around the United States, I should say, really. Okay, got that open. So what we're gonna have to do is take this disc out. This disc is like a solid yellow, like the light wouldn't show through this one. But this one is like a transparent. Now this lens is all scratched up from mine, but this lens is in good shape. So we're gonna use this, put this in here. Now there's a little notch on these buttons. There's 4 of them. It's like a T. And you wanna put this in there. There's 4 on the back of that. And you gotta get it in there the right direction so that it doesn't spin on you. I don't know if I'm even in the camera. Okay, there's one. Now, when you want to put this back in, you got to squeeze these 2 together so you can slide it down there. But you got to get the spring in there first. So if you put the spring in there, and then you hold it down with your finger, you can squeeze these together enough to get it to slide into the button. And I need to know, this is, yeah, left, I'm right. This is the left button. Might have to tweak it a little bit. So I'm going to take that one out. And I have my other one right here. It says right escape. So I need to pop that off. I was hoping I can get it from the front, but I couldn't. I've never had them stick this hard. God. Hi, Joan. This is ridiculous. Maybe some pliers will hold it. Okay, those are in. I just need to rotate them a little bit. You know what? There's probably little holes drilled in the control panel, so you really can't rotate it. I think you can see here. Yeah, they got a little thing in there. There we go. We can still move them a little bit. Next thing I need to do is there's sticky stuff on the control panel because they put stickers over the holes where the gun wire went in. So I need to figure out what I'm going to use to get the sticker residue off. I have some mineral spirits upstairs. I'm going to go grab those because I think that is going to work. And the control panel feels like it has a slightly textured laminate on it. So it should be all right. Okay, so let me go get that because that's sticky. And I'll be right back. Okay, let's try some of this mineral spirits. This is the odorless, which makes me laugh every time I use it because it still stinks. I don't know how they call it odorless when it still has a pretty strong smell to it. I don't want to use lacquer thinner because I think that's going to be a bit harsh. Kind of hoping that I could put it on there, kind of let it set for a couple minutes and see if it loosens up the glue. It's the residue from the back of the sticker. While that's sitting for a second, I'm going to pick up all my screwdrivers that I kicked out of the box. So once we get the residue off there, we can drill those holes out and get the wires through for the guns. Then we can start plugging in the buttons. Really not a lot left to do on the control panel itself, really. Now I want to save these other buttons that I took apart. So I'm just gonna, for now, I'm just gonna clip them right to the, or put them back together. The inserts are different size. Lenses fit, but the inserts don't. The, what was I gonna say? You don't know. All right, we're gonna have to go to step 2. Maybe a saturated towel sitting on there will help. Just let that sit for a little bit. And both escape buttons are crooked. Hate that. They spin straight. Almost. It's the least of my worries. So we gotta let that set for a couple minutes. I got the Marquee back together. No, it's not back together. It is not. I need to put a piece of plexiglass on there. I have a piece of plexiglass. I don't remember what kind of shape it's in. Oh, it's a piece of glass. That's right. So this is a piece of glass. So I'm gonna clean this real quick with some window cleaner. And while we're letting that sticker residue sit, we'll put the Marquee together. Okay, glass is cleaned up. Try to hold this up there. Get the screws started. Perfect. Might have to tape it to the glass. I was kind of hoping not to have to. Stay. I'm not repainting any of this metal. It's not in horrible shape. We're not doing a full restore here. We're just bringing an empty cabinet back to life. Back to what it's supposed to be. Use a bigger screw because the screws that were in there were literally falling out of the wood. There we go. Now let's check on this glue again. Maybe it's starting to soften up. A little bit. It's definitely getting better. Just gonna have to soak a little bit longer. Let it sit a little bit longer. Now I stink like mineral spirits. Okay, I guess I'll wait a couple minutes. I'll come back and we'll let this set for another 15-20 minutes and we'll see if we can scrub it off. All right, it's been about another 5 minutes. See if it got it any softer. Might have to use my fingernail. It's funny because I can see the residue on an angle, but you can't see it in the camera. But it's all over the place. I need something to scrape it with. Maybe a piece of masonite that came out of the cabinet. This little piece of wood here. This shouldn't hurt the... It's definitely taking some off. You can see it on the board here. Stickiness. Now I have to get all the way around the hole perfectly because that metal plate will cover it. I think I got one side. Yes, that looks good. So here you go, you can see the residue a little bit better there. No, change my battery on my light. All right, let me finish scrubbing this off. I'll change my battery and then we can come back and drill those holes and get those mounted. Okay, that cleaned up really well. Got a drill bit here I think is a good size for these holes. It almost feels like drywall mud. I wouldn't be surprised if that's what it is. Now I gotta see if I have some carriage bolts that'll fit in those holes that are not too long. Ooh, I might have some good length right here. Perfect. Okay. Oh, that's not good. Spilled a bunch. Let's see, I need 3 for side. It's 5, 1 more. 2 more nuts. Okay. Yep, they're just long enough. That's good because they will hit up here if they're too long. I always put them all in first before I tighten it, because if you don't, then it's crooked and then you can't get the other 2 in, so then you gotta loosen it. I don't know, I meant to get a socket. Don't think my drill will fit on this one. Actually, I might have. First, let me see if this 5/16 fits. No. All right, let me go see if I have a bigger one. Yeah, I'm gonna say that was drywall mud. Starting to look like a Jurassic Park again. What it was meant to be. Somebody cut the control panel overlay off at the bottom because it must have been all frayed up like mine. And it doesn't really bother me because they did a good job at it. Okay. Now I need to fish this wiring harness up. Now I'm not sure which side's which, so I'm going to take a guess and say that the white and red goes on the red side and the white and blue goes on the blue side. That's my guess. So it's all we got to do is spin this, and this whole unit will come out. Bulb still looks good, but we'll know once we fire it up. This is going to make me change the whole stupid switch, isn't it? Darn it. It's a different size. The button's different. So now I got to go through all that and change this. So now what I need to do is take these, put them in the cabinet, and take those ones out. I'm surprised it doesn't fit because these buttons were, that's what came with the Jurassic Park. I don't know, it looks the same. I guess the hole's bigger. That's what it is. You know what? I'll bet you these other ones, they must have just changed them because it didn't say escape player 1, escape player 2, escape. So give me a minute here. I'm going to switch those 2 out. Button switched out. So now we'll plug these in here, and I guess we'll just see if I'm right with the colors or not. If not, no big deal. Switch them around. I don't know which one's player 1 or player 2 start. I guess I can look at my... The only manual I have for this is, what's it called? Warzar or something like that. They say it's the same wiring harness and the same computer board or whatever that is, circuit board. But we can probably logically say that the red goes to the red and the blue goes to the blue. We'll try that. Either it's going to work or it's not. It's not going to hurt anything. I'll have to zip tie this stuff up afterwards, but that's the least of my worries. I got to clean in here and stuff, but I just want to get this thing up and running. So what would they use for ground? Those are black. So here's a black one and here's a black one. Is that black or blue? It's definitely black and this one's blue. Here's a black one. Okay. Okay, so we have that hooked up. Now I don't know on the guns either. Probably not going to know that. So we'll probably have to do some switching around. These need to be hooked up. The red wire goes to power. I know that. 5 volts is what those go to. And those give the gun power. So we have to twist these two together here. And I don't remember, where was I taking power from when we were messing with it before? Probably grab power from here. Bet you there's 5 volts in this plug right here. So maybe we'll turn it on and get the multimeter out and check. Okay, I just plugged it in and powered it up. Grab my multimeter and see if we can find 5 volts. I turned the light off so I could see the screen a little bit better. That fan is loud. I wonder if one of these is 5 volts. 5.2. So we might be able to just use one of these. For now I can just temporarily stick it in there. I bet you that's what that is. I bet you that's what those are for. Okay, now that might not be 5 volts, but I'm guessing it probably is because it's a red wire. I'd have to say it probably is. Let's see if it's on free play. So if I hit player 1, what happens? Nothing. The button lights up saying escape. Player 2, nothing, nothing. The escape button lights up when I hit them. Or maybe it's not ready yet. I'm not sure. I would think it would be. Just want to see if these guns are getting 5 volts or not. Okay, you know what? The wires I plugged in are probably not correct. That's what it probably is. It's probably not the red and white. There are other color wires here. So let's just see what happens. Okay, started something out of play. Area 1. Let's see here. Just want to see if it registers a shot on the screen at all. Okay, yep, that's player 1. Once he lands, I think we can see if it at least registers. Once I get done talking. Okay, it's making a flashing. Not registering yet, but definitely flashing. Ooh, I got him. Okay, so we're going to do some adjustments here. But looks like that wire is going to provide me with 5 volts that I need. Yep, okay. Guns aren't calibrated or anything like that. So I know that the gray and yellow wire is our player 1 start. So I don't know what the white and... It's funny because this white and red wire also goes to the escape button. And there's already one plugged into that. So I'm gonna go ahead and venture and say that the yellow, well, there's two yellows, so it's probably not the yellow. Maybe this blue wire is player 2, solid blue. Let's try it. Yep. Okay, so we have our player 1 and player 2 buttons. Okay, what I'm gonna do first is I'm gonna get some spade connectors and take this red apart here. And we're gonna get two male spade connectors so we can put them into those female. Because then we can unplug stuff if we need to. So I'm gonna grab 2 of those. These don't have power on this side. So I'm gonna go find those that I need. I've got my shrink connector ones. Hopefully you can see I have that light off right now. Probably gonna have to turn the overhead light off because the overhead light can very well screw up your shooting on your screen. We're gonna have to get into the menu and do calibration to the guns and stuff. Now we can plug these in correctly. It's hot. Man, it's still too hot. How long is it going to stay hot for? I grabbed the wrong size spade bit, and I think I did. I grabbed the one that's a little too wide. We got a quick fix for that. Just cut it down a little bit. Beautiful. Probably wrap some tape around them too. Okay. It's weird how those wires hang out so far. Need to find my remote for these overhead lights so I can turn them down. Let me go find it. Turn these couple off like that. Okay, let's do a player 1 start. Okay, it's sort of working. Let's try player 2. Okay, player 2 is working better than player 1, by far. And I don't like the fact that the shots are green. I think you can change all that too. It's working. Definitely needs some adjustment, some calibration. And you know what? We don't have any volume. I don't have any speaker hooked up. I never plugged the speakers in yet. Duh. we're definitely, the gun is currently firing to the right. So I am off to the right. Yeah, way off. All right, so let me see if there's a way to get into the menu. If there's a switch on this board or not. Yeah, there's 4 switches, but I don't know what they do. I'll just flip one and see if it goes to a menu. Flip number 4. Do anything? Went to, I don't know, it was probably already doing that. Dip switch number 1 do anything? Nope. Might have to turn it off and back on, I'm not sure. See, on the original game, it would have the switches in the coin door, but we're missing all that stuff. Might be able to find that stuff. I probably honestly have it laying around somewhere. Because I need to figure out how to get into the test menu. I wonder if there's a wire or 2 I can touch together in here that would get me to it. Well, I don't have the harness end that goes to the coin door, so I don't know which ones it would be. All right, let me, I guess it's time now for me to look up the manual and see what I can come up with. But I'll tell you what, that screen does not look bad at all. Like I said, this came out of that PGA Tour game. It looks really good. All right, let me look up the manual and see if I can come up with how to get into the test menu. Okay, so the awesome manual that they have says it's the 9-pin connector, but it doesn't give you the wire colors. And it says pin number 9 is the service switch. So how the heck do I know which one is pin number 9 on the 9-pin plug? That's pretty dumb. So I guess it's just push and pray, I guess. I don't know. I'm going to say that's red is probably 5 volts. Next to it might be 12 volts. If anything, I'm going to say, I don't know. I just don't know. Let's just say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We'll say that, I don't think that's it. I'm going to say it's the orange and black, or orange and green stripe. Yeah. That didn't do anything. That just blew the breaker on the circuit board, on the power supply. So it's definitely not that one. Should be a reset on this power supply. Yep, now it's going to come back on. That's a good thing about those newer power supplies, they have a reset. So it's definitely not that pin. So don't do that one again. It's the only reason why I'm doing it like this, because I know that'll stop it from hopefully hurting anything. Got it. It is the black and the brown and blue stripe. So I'm probably going to find a service switch to put into this thing. I might have one. The more I think about it, I actually might have one. Okay, oh, I wasn't recording. I found the wire. It was the brown and blue stripe. Luckily, doing that, and the power supply has a reset button on it, so you can reset it. So now we need to go down to, it says press player 1 or player 2 start to select item. Pull player 1 gun trigger to execute. So, okay, player one. So we want to go to gun check probably, or is there a calibration? Maybe it's in the gun check mode. Gun check, and we're gonna hit trigger. Okay, check player one and player two gun. Press test switch, great. Call calibration. Hold player one start button and pull player one gun trigger. Equals cancel. Great, I gotta find out which one's the test switch. This is not fun. You know what, give me a minute. I'm gonna go look and see if by chance I have a test switch. I don't have the right one. I had this one. I thought I had this. I can probably make work. Mount it in the side of the cabinet. Just have to rewire it and put a Molex connector on it. But for now, I'm gonna have to kind of just see if I can find the test button. So if the brown and blue is the service button, maybe the red and blue is the test. No. All right, well, I don't know. Let me look at the manual one more time. Turns out I just have to hit the same switch again. Okay, so now it says shoot the screen, center it with the player one gun. Player two gun. Okay, now saving. Okay, check player one and player two gun. That's pretty damn close. Okay, that could just be my fault. Okay, press test switch, calibration, hold player one start button and pull player one gun trigger to cancel. Well, I don't want to cancel. It's dead on. It's pretty much dead on. Okay, I don't know. Press test switch equals calibration. Okay, I did that. Hold player one start button and pull player one gun trigger equals cancel. Maybe it's just to cancel out of this. Okay, so should technically be calibrated. Now, let's go down to, we could look at color check, who cares? All right, plus player one, gun trigger to exit, memory card check, dip switch check. Let's see what that is. We'll just C and G check. Sound option, game options. Violent is mild. Bullet 8. Continue period 25. Difficulty medium. Let's go to an easier difficulty for the kids. Player one, player two, start button to select option to modify setting. We'll go to easy, third one up. Okay, continuation, yes. Violence, mild. I wonder what that means with the violence. Strong, mild. We'll put it on strong. I guess you can't change the bullet. You can change how many bullets you get, I think. Okay, 4, 6, or 8. Okay, we'll go with 8. That's what it was on. Okay, so now we want to go down to save and exit. Saving. I still got to fix this bezel. Coin options, we don't want to do that. I guess we just go to game mode. Let's see what happens. Press start. Obviously, we still don't have a speaker. There's going to be another part to this series. I was hoping to have it done tonight, but I got some other stuff I got to get done now, so. Perfect. Beautiful. That's right on the money. Awesome. That gun's working perfectly. It's registering perfectly. Let's try the blue one. Perfect. We are dead on the money, guys. Oh, reload. Yeah, it's working extremely well. Awesome. And this game did come with a 27-inch monitor, by the way. I wasn't sure if it was a 25 or 27. Okay, it's working. So, I'm very happy about that. Let's see, what does escape do? That I don't know what it does. I don't know, maybe there's something to do with those buttons. But they are not lighting up. I don't know if they light up the whole time or not. So unfortunately, I'm going to have to do this in one more part. So we have it working. We have the guns calibrated. We have the monitor looking good. We need to trim up this so that we can slide this up a little bit higher into place. Just want to trim that upper plastic a little bit more so I can shift it up a hair higher. Then we can put the glass on once we clean the monitor. Then I want to make a test switch setup that we can put down there. We'll probably just use that one I showed you, turn that into a test switch. And then I'm going to take the monitor adjustment board and screw that in underneath the coin door. Well, no, I don't want to put that underneath the coin, not the coin door, underneath the control panel, because this gets bolted in, so I don't want to do that. We're going to mount that down in the cabinet on the bottom somewhere. Hey, look, those escape lights work. Okay, so they work. They were just flashing. So anyways, I need to mount that board down there. We're going to wire up a switch for that. I would like to get the coin lights to at least light up on it. And then we just need to put the back on, clean it up a little bit, and tie up some wires. So definitely one more episode. Really hoping to have it done tonight, but it happens. I don't want to have a 2.5 hour long video either, because I have to go put a car back together right now. So I'm going to end this here, and I'll do another one later this week. We'll get this thing wrapped up this week so that hopefully Sunday we can start on the Paperboy. That's my goal, is Sunday to start on the Paperboy. Now, I made a short video a little bit ago while I was waiting for this glue residue to come off, asking people to leave a comment if you guys have any video that you would like to see of the basement or anything, or something you want to talk about down here, or something you'd like to see the inside of a cabinet or something. Maybe you're restoring something, you don't know how something goes. I can try to help you or show you. So leave a comment on that short video if you guys have any suggestions, or even on this video. It doesn't really matter. So thanks guys for watching, and I will see you in a day or two. We'll get this thing wrapped up. I'm actually happy it's working. I actually think I might actually like this game. Just something different, you know what I mean? It's not the normal 80s and games and sports games that I normally play. So I'm kind of looking forward to this one, actually. So all right guys, I will see you guys later.